The stimulating factor of the Office of the Head of Service is not only on the effective human reforms, but imperially on the development of the society. The Ministry of Works and Infrastructural Development of this administration of the Chief Servant has executed laudable projects. But have this project really placed Niger State on the roadmap of achieving our shared Vision 3 2020? And what policies and reforms do they have to sustain and improve this project? Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Infrastructural Development, Architect Adamu Jagaba, is our guest today, and this is Medishow.
Let's give the historical perspective as to when and why the
substance is smooth and has been found as well as
we should recall in Nigeria during the reign of
indiscriminate, which is
sometimes even designed first. Yes, there is a link between malaria and let me even start this way to make it more clear. Just
if you want to be theoretical, it applies to any man. Well, in practice,
the chief servant.
This is Medishow.
One of the most conspicuous achievements of Governor Liu-led administration can be found in the area of infrastructural development in recognition of the strategic importance of good roads and adequate infrastructure to the actualization of Vision 3 2020. Government also intends to provide dualized roads fitted with street lights in all emirate headquarters of the state. In addition to this, the administration has demonstrated its commitment to the completion of few roads contracts inherited from the previous government. The Triham Posh State House site has already been identified at Mitumbi in the outskirts of Minna, and when the project is fully completed, it would house the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative arms of government. In line with the government's desire to transform the state capital, a master plan for the development of Minna City Center is already in place. The high-rise building is expected to house shopping malls, car parks, first-class restaurants, and so on.
As a planner, because I'm a town planner, it's a plus to the town because if you look at urban development, a town without an identity is not actually a town. So this tower will turn out to be an identity of Niger State. So I believe it's a good thing for the state. But look at our roads, constructions going on everywhere, education. So far they've tried. We wish him all the best.
This tower behind me, it's a very good project to help Niger State. Things are going to improve, and it's things like this here. I guess people will be coming in and out of Niger State.
The city tower, really, when I saw the picture in the first place, really I appreciate for what even the governor of Niger State, that when he introduced such thing, that he wants to develop such in the states before he left the throne. In fact, I really appreciate the tower.
The project is a very nice from the government. In fact, when you see this, the beginning of this project, everybody fancy it that it's getting well. But we just believe that the government should continue empower the project so that it will finish within the shortest time. It's a good outlook. By the time you get to other countries and other bigger states, you find out that there are so many things more than this. But now this is good for Niger State. Let us have well of it. It's a good project. I want the government to continue on it.
The construction of the General Hospital extension that will accommodate women and children to ease stress during delivery for proper attention and care is still in progress. This will make the hospital convenient for citizens and prompt services will be rendered.
Okay, the project is a welcome development because the other side is a little bit small for us women. So with this extension, it will really help to accommodate many of us women that are coming to antenatal and child delivery. The chief servant has been it has been an impressive development, because this is my second delivery of my child, and from the first one we have not been paying. We don't pay for delivery, we don't pay for antenatal. Most of the things are given to us free, and it's courtesy of the chief servant, so we appreciate him, we thank God for him.
Honestly, we are happy about the project. It's a welcome idea, because the old one doesn't accommodate people like that, so this one will be much better.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Infrastructural Development, Architect Adamu Jagaba, you're welcome to my show.
Thank you.
What measures have been put in place to develop and maintain the township roads in partnership with local government and other private sectors?
In terms of construction, we have embarked on 10-kilometer roads in the 25 local government, and in township road, we have one road that is in partnership with a private developer. That is the Vuta Road. Although that partnership didn't come to conclusion, we turned it to appropriation, state appropriation. But in time of 10-kilometer road, like Mina, there are about 6 number roads which have been embarked on. 4 have finished, then 2 are ongoing. And then in terms of maintenance, Nkrumah is seriously on top of the situation. You can see, if you follow along the major axis of the road, you see sometimes a lot of maintenance going on. That is done by Nkrumah.
What is the work progress of paving 10-kilometer road project and 75-kilometer urban roads in some of the local government areas of the state?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, that some of the 10-kilometer roads are almost at advanced stage. You know, some of them, maybe in most of the towns, you see about 4 or 5 roads being earmarked. Some of them even up to even 10. So you can see that in most of the local government area, especially the urban settings, you see out of maybe 6, 4 have been completed. So on the overall, I can see about 65% of the roads have been paved.
What would you say is the assessment of these private sectors that partner with the ministry to achieve this record, like Nkrumah? What would you say is the assessment?
The private sector, I can see, have not been fair to the state, because all the PPP arrangement that we have done in the state have not yielded positive results, especially in terms of roads. But we have about 2 projects now. Those are building, like the 5-star hotel is coming up, you can see, and then we have this maternity and neonatal center opposite the general hospital. That is a PPP arrangement, and that one is coming on board.
What are the efforts put in place to build the proposed 3-arm Posh State House?
You can see all the major access routes there now have been surface dressed right now, and then you can see the houses for the senior staffs and other top government functionaries are on board now. They are under construction. They are at various stages of completion, if you go right now. So a lot of, and then we have already made a very serious arrangement to make sure that water gets there within the shortest time.
The construction of the General Hospital extension is yet to be completed. Would you say that this extension, this hospital extension, will fit into the capacity of people estimated to go there for treatment or checkup?
You see, the General Hospital extension is a 134 beds capacity, and it was designed to take care of the overflow of the General Hospital. And we have plans that after the completion of this state-of-the-art hospital, because it's being handled by a Chinese company, and it's going to be fully furnished by them. In fact, the equipment for the beds, they are there. And we are hoping within the next 4 weeks, we should be able to complete the extension. When we finish the completion, we are going to seriously overhaul the existing general hospital, because we will take some of them to story building, so that when you come in, it's going to be a really general hospital that is going to be modern, so that it will take care of the teeming population of the state in general. We want it to be a referral hospital, and it's going to be one of its kind in the state.
So we should expect more extension?
Yeah.
After this?
Yes, because after the completion of upgrading of the general hospital, we have advanced plans. All those buildings opposite general hospital, you know, we acquired this extension. We acquired it from railway, but there are some private individuals like Ogun Guesting and all these buildings facing the general hospital, and plans are on the way to pay those people so that we'll give room for more extension of the general hospital.
What is the importance of the construction of Shiro Local Government Bridge, and how far have we gone?
Right now they have finished the bridge, and then the surface dressing of the road. You know, the contract was after the bridge they will do half a kilometer both ways with solar street lights. Right now the bridge is completed 100%, and then the road is almost completed. That Shiro Bridge is the bridge that has ever been constructed by a state government, because it's about half a kilometer the distance length, and it is only the bridge that distance has been constructed by any state government first. And then for over 40 years, even federal promised them for 40 years, the people have been agitating for this bridge. It has not been achieved until the administration of Chief Servant that came and awarded this contract. And you know that contract, because of the determination and zeal of the Chief Servant to complete that project, the first contractor started it. He couldn't go anywhere. He ordered for the revocation of that project, and we did it and gave it to a more competent contractor. And today he has finished it. And it has really connects the people of that area, because their services and goods will be easily hauled to the urban sectors. Before, if you go there, you will spend more than 3 or 4 hours before you cross to the other side. But now, within 5 minutes, you're there. And then that used to be a rigging point for politicians, because it's inaccessible. So they are rigging at will. But now you can't do it, because there is a connecting point to that place. And hitherto to this time, the people thought it was not realistic because it's so long. But the Chief Servant said, no, I will do it. And with his determination, today he's sitting on the past.
At what speed of progress is the proposed Mina City Tower?
The speed of the project is going on fine, because when you talk about tower, there are a lot of technicalities. There are some a kind of work actions that need time to cure. So, but there are some that are faster. Right now we have finished the first 2-3 floors that require a lot of curing action. So the next one now is going to be just shaft. So within the next 4-5 weeks, people will expect a faster action. And that's mobile, that tower you see, is going to be very good, because it's going to serve as observatory to people, a tourist center. And then beside it, surrounding it, we have a ShopRite. Just the way we see when you go to Dubai, there's a shopping mall in that place. And inside that shopping mall of Dubai, there are a lot of activities that are going on there. You won't like to go out, even if you spend 2 days there, because of the attraction. So that's what we can do, and we are trying to replicate.
Some parts of the state have been left without street lights, and some of the places that lights were reactivated and installed with solar power, some of them are actually malfunctioning. What have you done about it?
You see, the solar street light, let me correct you, there's none that is malfunctioning. Because every day, every night, I move around. And this solar street light that you have from Chanchaga to Airport Junction is the longest street light in Africa ever done. It's about 26 kilometers. That is the longest street light ever done by any governor, with the chief servant have done. In fact, our 3 or 4 states are emulating our solar light. Even Lagos is not as elaborate as our own. Kano have approached the chief servant that they want to replicate. We have Jigawa, we have Kebbi, and we have Zamfara. All have approached. You see, even Kaduna State, that is bigger than us. So, and because when he finished the contractor, when he finished it, he gave us spare parts for about 5 years maintenance. And that's what we have been doing. What is happening is that we have some hoodlums and some senseless individuals that they have, after the advent of the street light, they are just traveling recklessly, knocking down the poles. And we make sure we take primitive action against those people. There is no any street light knocker that we don't replace.
What have you achieved so far in the ministry? What you can boldly say you have achieved so far?
You see, first, the use of development is to see that the general public kind of get economic value for it. One, you see all the roads that are being constructed and finished have helped the haulage of our goods from rural to urban areas, and that have improved the economic status of the common man. Because before, you find that maybe if it is going to take the whole day transporting goods, now you see a villager, maybe he can go to his village about 3-4 times to bring his farm products. Thereby his economy is being boosted. And then transborder relationship. The chief servant have constructed a road that transverse between Nigerian border and Benin Republic. That is Luma Babana. And you can see what that have created. Because if you go there, the trade activity have increased. In fact, a lot of these Tokumbo cars pass through that place now. So the infrastructural development of chief servant have greatly affected the lifestyle of our people. It has stopped rural-urban migration. It has increased the awareness of our rural people. It has improved our economy, both socially and morally. Because if you go to, especially the rural areas, there are a lot of roads we have opened, and it has given succor and improvement to our people. And the people are happy for it. Aside Luma Babana route, we have Makwa Raba road. That one has greatly improved it. Then we have Kutigi Fashi. Okay. We have Batati Dama. We have in Agay, we have more than 4 feeder roads that we have created in 10 kilometer roads in all over the states. Each local, the 25 local government have 10 kilometer roads. But in the urban areas, It's either we have dualized the roads or created a very good road that is interconnecting the people. Like in Bidana, we are dualizing Dokoza. GRA road is almost completed. When you go to Kotongora, the chief servant, because the people thought PDP have abandoned them, he says no, he embraced them. Today, he has dualized the Kotongora, that is Lagos Street, now Gamasi Road, and that has greatly improved or upgraded the life status of the people. And then when you go to Rijoduku, that road before, you spend 4 hours to ply just a 35-kilometer road. But now, within 20 minutes, they are in Rijo. That one is completed. So when you come to Mina, he has dualized, the chief servant have dualized a lot of roads. You are a living witness. Like we have the WTC route, the government house route, the Kiterengwari route. Right now, Idibera ground, they have been demoralized. And then open up a lot of bypass, like the eastern bypass. When you drive now, you can drive from Meitumi to Makonkele, even though the road is not completed. But if you drive there, you now know. And it has improved, bring a lot of development. Because right now, if you go there now, a plot of land that was costing about 150 is now costing into millions. And then the same thing with the building material markets. We just move building material into a modified site, and it's better. Before, you can see when they bring their goods from big cities like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, they don't used to have place to go and offload them close to their shop. They have to find places like Bombers or somewhere in Keterengwari and offload. Then you come and park, thereby adding some burden to the shop owners. But right now, if you go to the late building material market, you have where you maneuver your trucks, and you have where you offload, and you just park and take to your shop. And people now they are yearning that they want the state to kind of expand the place, because the motor spare parts dealers, they have contacted the state that they too they want a space like that. And then you see the bypass from that Jonathan place to FUT is ongoing. Okay. So immediately that one is completed, they don't need to come to Pakungu. You can see sometimes Pakungu used to have a lot of go-slow, especially when students have resumed. I don't know whether you have noticed that when you, in the morning, when students and staffs are going, you find that Pakungu roundabout used to be with go-slow. But right now, the state government, the state government under the administration of chief servant, we're trying to handle that by creating a bypass. And that, within the next 8 weeks, we'll finish it.
On the final note, will all these projects place Niger State on the roadmap of achieving our shared vision 2020?
Quite okay. Because it up to this time, there are no developments in the state. But with the coming of the chief servant, he really swung into action aggressively. And I think he has not regret being a leader for 8 years. And then our people have seen it, that he has delivered dividend of democracy to the people. He has shown that he's a visionary leader. And we just met with some German corporation, the GIZ. Because of the visionary leader of the state, he has created peace in the state. And then he has created an enabling environment for the people to work. And we have seen the dividend. So, in fact, the state government is going to lose a leader after his term. I don't know who is going to fit into his shoes, because He's a leader with a good vision and a good mission for the state. And we are moving towards that because a lot of projects that we have been doing are first of its kind, because I've mentioned them. He wants to be first among equal. Everything about Chief Servant is he wants to be the best and best. And you know, he says he wants us to be among the top 3 most economies in the state, and we're moving towards that.
Thank you very much, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Infrastructural Development, Architect Adamu Jagaba. It was nice talking with you.
Thank you very much.
For every development put in place by the state government, it can only sail us to a higher height. Thank you very much. See you next week. I am Imelda Isi.